Now, because I'm going to stand up.
Oh.
Now a chance to talk about basketball and spin a ball on my finger and show off. Let's throw the ball over to Mike Tuck. Oh, we didn't make it to Mike Tuck. Let's pretend that didn't happen. No, it did happen. There you go. I mean, that was ridiculous.
That went really well.
Mike.
Morning, Mike.
How are you, Mike?
I'm doing really well. How are you guys?
Good, yes. It's so good to have you on the show, talk about basketball. I'm a big basketball fan, used to love playing the game myself, but then something happened. I stopped growing. It is a sport for tall people, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be. There's no height restriction, but a little bit of height definitely helps in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you're a professional basketball over here in the UK. Tell us a bit about the BBL.
Yeah, so the BBL is the British Basketball League. Consists of 10 teams across England, and there's one team up in Scotland in Glasgow. And yeah, it's the domestic league here. It's the Premier League of basketball within the UK, and it's the highest standard.
And you play for the Sheffield Sharks. How are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're 2-0 in the league, so we're up there at the top of the table, but it's still very early doors. We had a game in London last night in the Cup quarterfinal, which unfortunately we lost, so we're out of that. But so now our focus shifts to the league.
I can tell from your accent you're not from these shores. You're Canadian, aren't you, Mike? Tell us how you ended up in UK.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Toronto, Canada, but my mother was actually born in England in Bournemouth. So I have a British passport and grew up in Canada. Went to university in the States on an athletic scholarship, and then decided that I wanted to turn pro after that. So used my British passport to head over to Europe, and I played in a few different countries in Europe: Cyprus, Luxembourg, France, and ended up on the sunny shores of England.
That stadium where the Toronto Raptors play, something else, isn't it? It's beautiful there.
Oh yeah, absolutely amazing. One of the best stadiums in the NBA, in my opinion, and one of the best fan bases in the NBA for sure.
Yeah.
So when did you first start playing over here, Mike?
I first started playing over here in England in 2009. So I am the longest serving Sheffield Sharks player. And I've been captain since 2011.
So we've always been obsessed with soccer over here, football, soccer. Basketball's always had a bit of a hard time breaking it. In Europe, it's huge, isn't it? In Spain and Greece and countries like that. Is it starting to grow over here now?
100%. I've definitely seen a big change in the last, I'd say, 5 years. It's the second most participated sport played amongst youngsters, teenagers, and young adults in the UK, right after football. So there's a lot of people getting involved with it, and it's a great game. It's similar to football, where all you need is a pair of shoes and a ball, and you're good to go. So we've seen great strides within the numbers of participation. But also around the league, around the BBL, I think, the league is heading in a good direction. We're getting more investment. Teams are starting to build their own venues. The Sheffield Sharks are on their way to build their own venue very soon. And it's just going from strength to strength right now.
Mike, before we get on to talking about the Sharks quickly, is the women's game growing as well?
100%. The WBBL is in a great place as well. There's 13 teams across that league. A really high standard. We've seen some great British talent and some great import talent coming into that league. And you got a team like the London Lions women's team that are in the FIBA Euro Cup right now. So they're dipping their toes into Europe, and that's what you want to see.
We've got some footage of you playing basketball here. Well, the great thing about if you want to take kids out to an event, there's non-stop scoring, isn't there? So it's like it never gets dull watching a basketball match. I mean, a lot of British people argue with that, but I think it never gets dull because you see so much action happening.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a 24-second shot clock, so you're seeing shots go up every 24 seconds or less. And it's just end-to-end action. And in our league, we've got a lot of fast, athletic, quick players. So you're seeing a lot of fast-paced play, a lot of up and down play. guys finishing above the rim, some dunks, three-pointers. You know, we've got it all.
I'm always intrigued by the height thing. You're 6'7", aren't you?
That's
Are there
right.
any players who are below 6 foot who make it?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like I said before, there's no height restriction in basketball. Obviously height helps, but you know, if you can handle the ball, if you've got speed, if you can shoot the ball, you know, anybody can play this game. Anybody can pick up a basketball. It's super easy. Now if you're above 6 foot, obviously that does help. I mean, the tallest guy I've ever played against in the BBL was 7'6". But then I've been on Sky Sports NBA before doing some punditry with Muggsy Bogues, who played in the NBA, had a really long NBA career, and he was only about 5'4". So the range goes from small to tall.
You know, when I was playing Mike, I didn't have speed, accuracy, or height, and they dropped me. I can't believe it. I've actually watched Shaq doing training, Shaquille O'Neal, years ago. I was out in Toronto when the Dream Team 2 were out there. These guys are so agile as well with that height, though, aren't they? They're amazing athletes.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Shaq was, you know, an incredible athlete, and I don't know what year that was, but I actually saw the Dream Team 2 in Toronto. I think it was in 1994. So we might have been in the same arena there, because I saw that team play, and Shaq was.
I remember you.
That was one of the things that actually got me into basketball, was watching that Dream Team 2 and Shaq being one of the most dominant players of all time, 100%.
I had to interview a few of them, and when you sit on a chair, their knees are there. And they shake your hand, and their hands are like those great big gloves, and it's just incredible. Tell us about Sky Sports. You do the analysis for them. Got any big games coming up?
Yeah, we do. The next game coming up is on the 19th of November, this upcoming Friday, up in Glasgow. It'll be the Rocks versus the Bristol Flyers. And yeah, I'll be up there with the team. We've got a great team. It's been fantastic to be back on Sky. You know, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the BBL was on Sky, and, you know, they signed the deal to get us back on Sky. So it's been great to be back on there, and just more eyes on the sport, more momentum with the sport, and just looking to grow this game over here in the UK.
And final question, Mike. So you've started the season well. Are you going to win the title this year?
It's still early doors, but listen, we've got an extremely confident group, and we're excited. We're 2-0 in the league right now, and, you know, anything could happen. You know, I'm an older guy in this league. I'm a vet guy in this league. I've seen it all. I've done it all, and I know that I don't have too many seasons left in me. So it's now would be a good time to bring some silverware back to Sheffield.
Brilliant. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
You can catch the BBL Championship action Fridays on Sky Sports from 7 o'clock. Cheers, Mike.
Are you ready for some more food?